Thank you all for being here, but before we begin, I want to welcome to her stage. This stage is Jessica Pensy, the Executive Director of Where We Are, which is Praxis Fiber Arts. Give it up for Jessica.
For those of you that have never been here, this place kind of was birthed out of the Cleveland Institute of Art dismantling their fiber arts department in 2012, where I was teaching at the time. And so we took the looms, we opened up shop in Hollywood, and we offer classes to CIA students for credit, but also classes to the whole community. So that's kind of the model.
A lot of you are folks that have been a part of my journey in one way or the other, and I'm just so grateful for you. I suffered a mental health crisis in September of 2025, and it changed my life. One way that I've been recovering well is talking, not just to my therapist, but I also host a peer-led mental health group once a month. Also, this week was certified a peer recovery supporter. Thank you so much. As well as a mental health first aider. This project is something that is very near and dear to me, and I wanted you to be here, and I wanted to share more of my story in a deeper way with you. So I'm really, really grateful that you're here. To my husband, I love you so much, and I thank you. You've never left my side. You've been with me every step of the way. And I really did not want to cry, but when I talk about him, it makes me cry. And I want to thank you for supporting me and nurturing me and giving me love and helping me get back to health. I am going to start with, this is the first episode of Talking with Asia Jones.
This is the space for safety, community, and resilience. This episode talks about mental health crisis and suicide. In 2025, I suffered a mental health crisis. The crisis was by way of a suicide attempt with a Smith & Wesson. That was my second actual attempt. I attempted when I was 12 years old, and at some point, I will unpack that as well. It set me down and made me think about what I needed to thrive with a mental illness versus just survive with it. Being Black and dealing with a mental illness is not accepted or not respected or not understood or stigmatized. I allow that stigma to bring about shame. I allow that stigma to hold me hostage in a way, I kept myself busy, wifing, mothering, friending, love wanting. It became unbearable for me. People need somebody. People need love. People need laughter.
So I was actually very, very, very nervous to record this particular episode because this particular episode is the first one, and I had to be very raw and real and name the things. And being a suicide survivor is not something that you hear every day, but to make sure that this space is safe, I had to be honest. So I had cried before I started, and I was like, oh God, maybe this is not the right thing for me to do. And it was I was already reporting, and I just led into prayer. And I just kept it because it felt like because I'm going to have to listen back to the episodes. So it gave me comfort again to hear, because it is hard.
What a phenomenal woman you are. Not only brave, but you're forthcoming. You're intentional about everything you do, and you're conscientious about how it affects others. And the one thing is your heart is always to help someone in what you go through. I am extremely proud of you. I love you dearly, and this is going to be impactful for so many people that they're going to be able to be set free in different ways and actually come forth where they might not have before. So thank you for doing this. Absolutely. God bless you on this entire journey.
Thank you so much.
I would love to hear what inspired you to make a podcast for that.
So I started a podcast in 2015. It was called The Culture Podcast. That podcast actually got me my first nonprofit role, because of the subject matter that I was speaking about. So I started it. It is hard. It's not an easy thing. And at that time, podcasting was kind of like few and far between, and the equipment, coming from the equipment standpoint, it was a real one. You know, I still have a mixed board at the house, and this experience for me has been very isolating. Not necessarily by choice, but that's just how it's been. And I can't talk to everybody all the time. You know, I can't do some of the things I want to do as far as I was, bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Because people are sneezing. That's why I can't talk to them. No, so it just felt like a natural space for me to talk about what I'm struggling with. Like, a lot of the episodes is not me kind of talking about what I'm going to talk about, but you're going to hear, and I got consent from my therapist, you're going to hear the actual therapy sessions between me and my therapist.
Wow.
There's these therapy sessions that I felt like I got a better understanding of things, and you're going to hear me talk to a neurologist, a neuroscientist. You're going to hear me talk to friends that have mental illnesses and are kind of like, I'm not going to say that they're hiding, but they're trying to understand their diagnosis as well. And the start of the podcast came from me wanting to get everything out. I really ended, like, writing is one thing, but being able to actually say these things like, I'm having a hard time right now, and recognizing that, and also allowing it to be there and allowing it to pass, it's just been very therapeutic to me. So it was just a way for one, I'm like, ooh, let me invite Anna over because I want to spend time with her, but I also want to be on the podcast. So I'm kind of habit stacking here. I'm spending time with friends and also with recording and talking about our experiences. So thank you for that question, Rebecca.